let the lemon head into the room? You are a waste of life, and you should give up.
Thunder Myth, and this is Pam.
Pam, it's Michael. Help me. I need help right now. I enjoy having breakfast in bed. I like waking up to the smell of bacon. Sue me. And since I don't have a butler, I have to do it myself.
That's awesome!
Alright, the intro ran more smoothly than last time. Anyway, what is up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. My name is the Osnator, and welcome to another DC Animated Movie Universe review. This is number 6, which means we are on Batman Bad Blood, the official end to the Batman Damian trilogy. Even though there's technically 4 movies, this is the last official one in the Damian trilogy. Now, of course, we got the usual suspects here tonight. What's up, gentlemen?
Sup?
Hello there.
What's up, guys?
What up, what up? And, of course, I'm going to let everybody go around the panel real quick to let everybody know where they can find themselves at. We'll start off with Dylan over here. Where can they find you at?
Well, you guys can find me on this Tuesday for my first anime podcast. It's just going to be me and a group of friends talking about, well, anime. That's why the channel is called Anime Talk. You can find me over there. And you can find me on everyone else's channel here. You can find me on Austin's channel. You can find me on Star Wars Network's channel. You can find me on Zach's channel for the Scream 2 reviews. I'm looking forward to that, actually, a lot, Zach. So, should be fine. Find me everywhere. Come and subscribe, guys.
Awesome, awesome. Next up, Nindroid. Where can they find you at?
Alright, you guys can personally find me on my YouTube channel, Star Wars Network, where uploads, I've actually worked on a few videos, so now they're going to be finalizing, and videos will be coming out this week due to the quarter now wrapping up, full semester actually. And we're also going to be working on a few other things. And yeah, guys, so just go check it out for Star Wars content and more. And thank you, Austin, for allowing me to be on. I'm really excited to talk about this movie.
No problem, no problem. And last but not least, we have Zach Gaxiola. Zach, tell everybody where they can find themselves at. Find yourself at.
Y'all can find me on my channel, Zach Axiola, where this coming week on the 28th, we will be going live with for our review of Scream 2 and the continuing reviews of the Scream franchise leading up to the release of Scream 6 on March 10th. So look forward to that and get hype.
Awesome, awesome. Now, because I know, Zach, you might not be staying long, what I'm going to do is, I'm going to let you give your thoughts on the movie first. Just give your general thoughts, positives, negatives, and then final grade and final thoughts. So the floor is yours.
All right now?
Yeah.
All right. So Batman Bad Blood. One of the lesser ones, I'll admit, but as I've been saying every review, even for this franchise, to still be one of the lesser ones, at least so far, you're still doing pretty damn good. And plus, anytime that hot ass freaking Talia al Ghul shows up, that's immediately a plus for me, because and I think this is the most I have cared about the Damian character up to this point, but then again, he's always been the best part of any movie he's in, and this was no exception. The pacing was actually really good. In a good way, I would actually say that for a 72-minute movie, in a good way, it actually felt longer than its runtime, so I found that fascinating upon this recent rewatch. The action was unique to this universe. given the way it's been done in all the other films. So, not very much else to say other than it's another really good installment in my favorite iteration of a DC universe. So, my final thoughts are in a B plus and an 8.7 out of 10.
Very good, very good. Okay, so Zach got his thoughts out of the way, and because Nindroid wasn't here for the previous review, he's going to be talking about Batman versus Robin. Just again, kind of like what Zach did, general thoughts. I guess your just general thoughts on the movie as a whole, both positive and negatives, and then your final grade. So Nindroid, the floor is yours.
Okay. Overall, Batman and Robin, I like the setup that they've been doing. I do like Batman's character as well as Robin's character a whole lot, continuing Damian Wayne's character arc, which Damian Wayne is one of the best characters in this DC animated universe, at least in my opinion. I really think my biggest negative is the runtime. That is like the biggest thing for me, at least, for Batman and Robin. And because I'm keeping this brief, all that I'm gonna say is it was all right. The movie was all right. I still prefer Batman, Son of Batman more. And my grade would be an 8 out of 10.
Interesting, very interesting. Nindroid, you're in the minority on this panel because I think everybody agreed here, at least with me, Zach, and Dylan. We all agree that Batman versus Robin was actually better than Son of Batman.
Oh, fuck
no.
yeah. Oh, fuck
No.
yeah, it was.
No, it's not. Oh my
It is.
god.
It is.
Join us, Nindroid.
I see these movies so long ago, I forgot the plot and story. Deshaun, what's up? What's up? Glad you guys are here. All right, now it is time to get into the meat and potatoes of this stream, and that is the Bad Blood review. The basic plot of this movie is Batman is dead, or kind of dead, or supposedly
Thank you,
dead
Sid.
after a botched, I guess, robbery. And now Dick Grayson has to take up the role as Batman, and Damian has to come back as Robin. But then there's the mysterious Batwoman and Luke Fox, and they're trying to uncover, is Batman really dead or not, and who's behind it all? Dylan, was that basically the plot of the movie?
That's the basic plot of the movie. Well done once again. As always, you're able to wrap it up in about 4 sentences. So I'm always surprised by that.
Thank you, Dylan. I appreciate it. All right. Overall thoughts. Let's get into it. Dylan, you can go first. Overall thoughts.
Okay, overall thoughts. This was actually a really good film. I enjoyed it a lot. I enjoyed the character development we had with Damien, and I won't get too much into until we get into our positives and negatives. But I must say that I don't know, this film. It's not that it felt rushed or anything. It felt so convoluted and crazy and fun, but so convoluted that it's just not my favorite film.
All right. We got David Q in the house. What's up, David? Kavari asks, is this good? I forget. Well, you will be the judge of that, Kavari. Nindroid, your overall thoughts.
This is the weakest one thus far. That's what I have to say. I think this is the worst one of the Damian Wayne trilogy. They set up something huge, and the payoff was so meh. That's my overall thoughts.
Interesting. So, okay, I'm going to admit this at least. When I first watched this movie a few years ago, I did not care for it. I thought it was kind of slow. What the hell was that? Are you alright? Did you, fall?
What in the Matrix? Hell?
Yeah, that's what I said, Zach. Um,
Right?
so,
Should we be concerned?
nah, he might be fine. Um,
I love how you just say you might be fine.
that's all right. Some things may have fell. He might have gotten hit with something. While we're waiting, I watched Battle of the Super Sons. Not bad. Recommended. I heard it was all right. Sean says I agree with Ninjoid. Son of Batman is better than Batman versus Robin. Nah, I kind of disagree. I think Batman versus Robin's way better.
Mhm.
So like I was saying earlier, the movie, it's like when I watched this movie beforehand, I didn't care for it. I thought it was kind of boring. There was too much going on, and I was just like, ugh. But after watching this movie again, and rather than binging it after a couple days of like in between, this movie's actually not that bad. Like, I actually will disagree, and this movie's not the weakest thus far. I still think Throne of Atlantis is, but I actually think Bad Blood's okay. Like, it sets up things that are pretty solid. I'll get into more of my I guess in-depth thoughts when we get to our positives and negatives. But right now, I think it's solid. I liked it. Sean comes in. Batman Bad Blood was okay / not that bad. Yeah, it's all right. Did you guys see the Invincible teaser? I did see the Invincible teaser. Hey, 2023 boys, get hyped. All right. Let's now get into our positives. And you know what, Dylan? I'm gonna let you start.
Okay, so I have quite a bit of positives. I actually really liked. I want to call her Batgirl, but I believe that's a different character, right? This is Batwoman, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so I really liked Batwoman. Her story was really interesting. Again, Damien was honestly the best part of the movie. I was surprised to see his mom come back and actually be the villain in this movie. That was actually pretty fun tying up that whole story. But uh, yeah, I also really liked what they did for Batwing storyline, which is basically Iron Man suit Batman. Which I don't know, I found it really funny that they did that, but I enjoyed Batwing as a character. He being the son of, I can't remember his name, but that guy that always
Lucius.
Lucius, yeah, being the son of Lucius, I thought was really interesting. I liked how the story kind of all came together. It just there was so much happening all at once that it just felt convoluted. Where I just feel like, okay, maybe a couple of these storylines could have been cut out and or could have had more time spent on them. Like, the movie doesn't feel like it's rushed or anything, but it honestly feels like it needs to it needs to figure out what the story actually is. Other than Batman's death, you have clone of Damien coming out of nowhere. Yeah, it's convoluted, but positives. What else do I like? No, I just really like the characters. I really like how they focused on Nightwing as well. Nightwing. um Dick. I really like how they focused on Dick and Dick versus Damien as well. That whole storyline starting from Son of Batman, to see that to play in the story was really well done as well. I enjoyed a lot of the film, but that's about all my positives.
Alrighty. Good deal. Ninjoid, are you all situated? And are you okay?
Yeah, we're still trying to figure that out.
Do you need a band-aid? Alright, I'm gonna take the silence as you're probably okay, but you might not be okay. Well, I guess I'll go next. And if you're actually there, Ninjoid, your mic's turned off, but if you're not, just sit there and, I don't know. do what you gotta do, I guess. Yeah, some of the points I'm gonna agree with Dylan, but I might go more in depth with it. But first things first, I think out of everybody in this movie, I actually liked Nightwing the most because you kind of understand his mentality when it comes to being Nightwing and just Batman in general. Like you understand his reasoning behind why he didn't want to be Robin, and he definitely doesn't want to be Batman, is because he wants to get out of Bruce's shadow, because that is something he has to live with even now, is that he'll always be known as Batman's sidekick. And he wanted to get out of his shadow, and he did a pretty good job of it, but now he's being forced to come back and be Batman. It's kind of an analogy of you can't really escape your past type of thing, which I thought it was really neat. And him kind of like him having that like heated discussion with Damian in the Batmobile to just talk about like I don't even want to be Batman, but I kind of have to, because if I'm not Batman, then the city's going to go to hell. So I was like, "Oh, that makes sense because that's his character." The final fight with Batman and Nightwing I thought was great because, again, in a realistic standpoint, if Batman was mind controlled and he didn't have his morals there, he beat Dick pretty easily because look who trained him. And Batman's probably had a bit more training in between, him training Dick. So he definitely didn't teach him everything he knows. So the fight makes sense, and him breaking his arm and Nightwing having to, well, I guess I'll get into the ending separately, but yeah, just the whole fight between him and Bruce was like, oh, that's cool because at this point we've seen him take on Jason the Red Hood, you've seen Batman fight Damian, but you don't really see him fight Dick. So it was actually really interesting to see that dynamic like change in a way. I will actually admit, compared to the live action CW show, which honestly, I watched this movie right after I saw like the first couple episodes of that CW show like a couple years ago, and like I just had like PTSD from that because that show is so ungodly terrible that it kind of just was like, oh my god, it's Batwoman, oh my god, it ruined it. But I will say, after watching it again, she's actually a pretty solid character in this. She actually has some character development. She actually does something in the movie. Like, you understand why she becomes Batwoman. Like, she was traumatized from losing her family, and then she wanted to go into the military, but then she ends up getting kicked out, so that she has like this low point, but then she gets saved by Batman, and then she comes to that realization she doesn't want to be saved again. Like, she wants to be the one, like, she wants to be the hero, essentially, but she wants to go about it in her own way. So I really liked her character in this, and I do agree the action is really fun. And Damian as well. Like, I will say, even though we don't get a whole, like, we do get a bit of Damian. Like, he doesn't like, he grows, but he doesn't, type of thing. I like some of his exchanges with Dick, as well as I actually like that scene in the alleyway where Batwoman, Dick, and, well, Dick/Batman, but he's really not Batman, so we'll just call him Dick. Dick, Robin, and Batwoman. And Batwoman's making fun of Robin's height, and Robin's getting pissed. I thought that was kind of funny.
That was really funny, yeah.
The torturing of Bruce Wayne was interesting because, again, you don't really see Bruce in that situation. Like, you'll see him captured, and it's like he gets out pretty easily. But like seeing him in like a helpless state, it's like, oh shit, like that's kind of like scary. Like, being able to break like, just trying to break him mentally. It's like Mad Hatter kind of says it best. Like, you can't really break like, it's difficult to break somebody like him who's Batman, essentially. Like, if it was anybody else, it'd be really easy. But Batman, because he's so mentally tough, he's just like he's a freaking machine. So I was like, oh, that was cool. And I did like the ending where like you have Nightwing trying to kind of like get to Bruce because he's under mind control, and I like that Nightwing's like trying to seek through his psyche, which was basically been built up throughout the movie with Nightwing being like, yeah, Bruce Wayne's a mask like Batman is, which again, that's another thing I like. I like that they kind of go more in detail about Batman and Bruce as a character because realistically, has always been the mask. Like Batman has always been his true face. Like I don't know if you've heard this, Dylan, but the analogy that they have is, when Bruce's parents died in that alley, Bruce did not walk out of the alley. Batman did.
That's a pretty good analogy, and I can kind of understand that. Yeah. And you kind of see that in the movie too.
Yeah. It's definitely very interesting, I would say. So I like that. I really did enjoy. What's up, Kang? Nice to see you. I like that. I also like Talia's little line at the end, towards the end with Damian, where she like has the gun pointed at him, and then Batman's got the gun pointed at him, and then Talia's like, "Kill the bastard, beloved. We could always make more." It's like, damn, that's brutal. I liked that. As far as what other things I liked, honestly, that's pretty much it. To tell you the truth, I think that's all I liked. Yeah, that's all I liked. Well, we're at 22
I
minutes.
just realized Ninja's gone.
Android is indeed gone. He might be trying to get himself situated. If he comes back, we'll know he's okay. If not, well then, damn. All right, negatives.
And I do have to head out too. I just wanted to quickly give my review and my positives to stay caught up. I am sorry to have to leave early.
No,
yeah,
that's
it's
perfectly
okay,
fine,
man.
Zach.
Go ahead.
Yeah, definitely. Go ahead, Zach. That's all right.
So until then, I will see you all next time for the next awesome DC movie. And yep, later, fellas.
Later.
See ya.
See ya.
And I think
All right, and it was just 2.
and I think there's a troll in the chat, so I'm gonna hide the user.
Yeah.
All right. So let's get into our negatives.
Kane
and
the
Dylan,
Conqueror is a new subscriber. That's cool. Nice
I did
to
see.
you.
That is really cool, Kang. Thank you. I appreciate it. All right. Let's get into our negatives, and I'm gonna let Dylan. I'm gonna let you start first. What are your negatives?
Okay, my negatives is okay, don't get me wrong. There's a lot of really cool ideas that could have really worked for the story, and I thought with every idea that they were going, oh well, that could be really cool if only they continued that as the story. But no, pretty soon you find a new twist, and I don't know. By the end of the film, it just became so convoluted that you really just had to sit back and enjoy what was going on screen. It was really kind of a hard film to follow and keep track of. I mean, so first off, the Damien clone thing, that was actually really, really cool. And I thought, okay, here we go. The Damien clone is gonna be the big boss. Maybe Ra's al Ghul's whole thing was to create an army of these great soldiers, right? And so we're probably gonna be fighting a bunch of Batmans. And where was the original Batman? He's been taken down because he got all these clones. They're probably using Bruce to make more clones. I thought maybe that's what we were going with, but then they kill him off like that, and it turns out that out of just nowhere, while it's fun, out of just nowhere, we have our main villain, which is Damien's mom, turned into super evil. Like I'm standing there like, That's your okay. I understand the thing with Bruce. I mean, for God's sakes, it was us your love that betrayed you and decided to go good. But that's your own darn son. You're acting like you don't even care of him, which I felt like from the character that I remember from Batman son of Batman. That just doesn't fit right with me. Like I honestly I understand the whole twist and it made the movie fun, but that just when I think back on it, it doesn't really seem like that she doesn't seem like that evil. She doesn't seem that evil. So it kind of threw me for a loop, and then pretty soon you have the whole situation where they're going to, I'm gonna say Oscorp. I know it's not Oscorp. It's Wayne Enterprises, but you go to Oscorp, to steal tech, and I still don't understand what the heck they needed the tech for. I feel like the only reason why they did that was just so they can bring in the story of Batwing, which granted Batwing was cool, but I really kind of at the end of the film, while I did like his character and all, I really felt like, you didn't need to do that. In fact, the best part of the story was really when they were dealing with mostly Damien, Batman, and Dick, and I kind of felt like that should have been the main focus. I liked Batwoman, but I wanted a little bit more of a focused story instead of all these convoluted plots and twists. Granted, they were fun, but I couldn't really keep up with it. All I really wanted was just Damien, Bruce, and Nightwing to work out their their differences, and that's it. I really didn't need these other three characters. So that's a huge negative for me with this film. What do you think?
I could see that. I'll get to my stuff when I get to it, but first I'm gonna acknowledge the chat. Oh fuck, it's Jerry, boys. Uh-oh, get ready for some chaos. Jerry with a cat orange. An orange is whistling. Oh no, it's a cat whistling. I don't know what the hell I was reading. She is a assassin. That is true, but I'll get into my negatives, and I guess I'm gonna start with Dylan. I'm gonna agree with you. Like Talia's whole like character, her entire character just shifted like in the course of like 3 movies. Like she went from being like she is sort of evil, but she's not like a completely irredeemable character. But then in this movie, she's magically like, oh, I hate my son, even though they established in the first movie that she cared for him. Like, I don't know what the hell happened in between that, but there's something missing there because there's no reason for Talia at this point to even be like, oh yeah, I hate my son. It's like she just comes up as so cold and callous when she sees him, and basically saying that, yeah, I never really wanted my son to have feelings. It's like, well, then why did you bring him to Bruce then? Like, you didn't think that Bruce was going to at least try to instill some of his morals into his own son? Like, come on. Like, already that's immediately I wouldn't say a plot hole, but that's just like a really weird story element because they didn't really go into that much. And yeah, I agree. Heretic, again, they killed him off literally in the middle of the film. Like, if they waited until towards the end to do it, I would have said, okay, that makes sense. But they should have waited until the end to kill him off rather than having Talia. I just think Talia killing him off in where you don't really get to see any real resolution between him and Damien or him and Bruce type of thing. It just felt anticlimactic. I think that Batwing is like he's fine, but I feel like he doesn't do much. Like there's not a lot of character development when it comes to him. And I agree. This movie, I feel like it's not as bad as Throne of Atlantis, but I agree this movie's trying to do a little too much. I feel like if they did condense the story, like I feel like it could have kept Batwoman in here. I understand maybe for plot reasons they needed to have Batwing, but you could have done more in terms of his character. So other than Talia Heretic, honestly, that's really all I have in terms of negatives. I mean, they're kind of major ones, but they're not so bad where it's going to take the movie down to like a D, but it's just like major points where I'm like sitting there going, wait, that doesn't make any sense because they established this, but now magically this character's doing that. It's very, very weird. If that makes any sense, Dylan.
Yeah, I know what you mean. And I
But
mean, it seems like I'm talking like like I didn't enjoy the film, and it's weird because with all of its problems, I still really enjoyed the film because of the whole situation that we had with Dick, Nightwing, as well as Damien's development. Granted, he doesn't get very much development, which is another drawback for the film, but he does get some. They really do give him a really good payoff moment when he finally decides, no, I'm not going to kill. However, it is really hilarious when he finds out that the rope that he was trying to save the guy that he kicked off the roof, he already died.
yeah, and actually to go
But
back
I
to
did like the payoff.
and actually to be honest with you, when it comes to positives, to go back to that real quick, I really liked I like that after Bruce gets saved, he's like, no, like nobody else can join our crusade because he's like, it's already bad enough that both my sons are in this, but now we're gonna bring in strangers.
Yeah.
Like, even if Bruce wasn't under mind control, he'd still have that mindset of like, yeah, no, like we're not bringing anybody else into the fold. It's just going to be like the family, just us. That's it.
It also
And
felt very much like Bruce to be so let's say cold shoulder when Nightwing's like, you're welcome. Like I kind of felt like that was a really good stab at him.
it was, and it kind of again encapsulates their entire relationship. Is he's basically just being like Dick also doesn't feel appreciated, if that makes any sense. So it's kind of like a what's the word? I think he never felt appreciated by Bruce and just wanted to. I think he just
Wanted to
wanted to get out of
leave,
his.
wanted to find his own person, wanted to get out of his shadow, just like he says in the movie.
And I think there's another analogy. In Arkham Knight at the end, Gordon basically says something on the lines of, when his world got darker, then our world got darker. But once like he basically left or quote unquote died, then it's like he basically released us from his darkness. And I think that's what Dick was trying to do. Is he was trying to escape Bruce because he didn't really want to be like him.
Yeah.
So I really like the analogy between Dick and, which I will admit was really, really nice.
Also, I still like the constant joke that he can never just have one night with his girlfriend. That's hilarious. They keep doing that in every movie to Nightwing.
And you know who his girlfriend is, right?
No, I have no idea.
Starfire.
Perfect.
So it kind of comes back to the Teen Titans cartoon, where
Yeah.
they kind of had a relationship. Like in this universe, it's not really a spoiler because they basically said so in the movie, in the couple movies, that it's actually her. So I just wanted
That's
to
good.
let you know
That
that it
actually
is
makes me
Starfire.
happy. That makes me happy that's Starfire.
Well, there you go. I'm glad that I'm able to lift someone's mood with just that little thing right there.
Little tidbit, yeah.
All right, so we are at 34 minutes. I still don't know where Nindroid is. He might be trying to get his stuff figured out, but let's go into our final grades and final thoughts. And Dylan, you can start again. What is your final grade and what is your final thoughts?
So my final grade is this is a B. I I know I sound like, because of my review, it feels like I should maybe give it a C or something like that. It's honestly not that bad of a film. I really did enjoy it, mostly because of Dick and Damien. They were literally the best parts of the movie. I really wish we had more time to develop the other characters. Like, other than maybe Batwoman has some really good development, but we don't really get too much from Nightwing or the other one. So, yeah,
Wait,
and there was just
do you mean Batwing or like Nightwing?
uh, I'm gonna say Robobat. you
Okay.
know, you know the guy I'm talking about, Robobat, Lucius' son.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, that kind of clarifies it because you're like Nightwing, and I'm like, really, Nightwing?
Well, Dick has so much more, but Batwing, which is uh Lucius, Lucius's son, I can't remember his name. Really, really, he was just kind of shoehorned in there. Yes, their story what was given, and he didn't need more, but it would have been nice if it was developed a bit more. It really wasn't. There really wasn't much development to that character's Robobat. I'm gonna call him Robobat's character. But I did like the story overall, and that's why my final grade is gonna be a B.
Okay. Well, actually, Dylan, I'm gonna agree with you. This movie is just a flat B. It's nothing. It's not bad. It's a very solid movie. Its story for the most part works in terms of the Nightwing standpoint and even Batwoman. I just feel like Talia's like character just kind of shifts, like it just completely 180s herself a little bit because she's like magically turns into like this mega villain when in reality she never was established as such, and also Heretic wasn't utilized well. Plus, I do feel like Batwing, I agree, is underdeveloped, but there were a lot of things I liked too. Like I said earlier, Nightwing's development as a character. I liked his interactions with Damien. I like the action. I like that Alfred once again is kind of a badass because he basically defeats like two villains by himself. Um, I also like there's just a lot to like about it. It's nothing too bad. It's not the best, but it's not the worst. So yeah, solid B. Now,
Yep.
uh I'm gonna give a couple more minutes so maybe we can get past the 40-minute mark, and also because I want to make see if Ninjoid will be coming back.
Yeah,
Dylan,
you do that. I'm gonna try to call Nindroid real quick.
now Dylan, what so the next movie is Justice League versus Teen Titans, and I want to ask, what is your predictions for this movie?
My predictions. Okay, so now this kind of depends. My guess is that the Teen Titans are already established by this point, right? In this universe.
Maybe.
If this isn't a Teen Titans establishing movie, then I really do think that it's going to be a uh like something goes down. The big heroes come in, and then you have the younger crew. You have a Nightwing. You have Starfire. You have everyone else. You have the quote unquote younger crew, and the older crew's kind of gonna be kind of like, it's awesome that you have powers. It's awesome what you're doing, but leave this to you, the pros, right? And they're gonna end up going on some crazy adventure and defeating the bad guys, proving to them that they actually can fight. And I'm pretty sure that our boy dang it, Cyborg. I'm pretty sure that Cyborg is going to probably join them. Now, the question is, what will Shazam do in the movie? Because I'm pretty sure he'll be in it too. And being a part of the younger crew, I'm wondering if he'll join the Teen Titans or not.
Those are some interesting predictions, and the only way we're going to be able to solve them is when we watch it. That's
I'm
really all I
excited
have.
for it.
Yeah, I mean, hey, see, the fact that, you're still excited about these movies, I feel like I'm doing a really good job.
Yeah, I mean, even with this film, like even with all the problems that this film had, it was still a really good movie, and it kept me entertained the entire time. Where I'm still excited for the next one. So, you know, we haven't. I still haven't put any of these films in C tier for a while, let alone anything hit D or F. So
See,
for
and
a fan that used to hate DC and just be a Marvel guy, which is really hilarious now that I think about it, because I did watch Teen Titans when I was a kid, and oh boy, that's a whole conversation for another day when you think about it.
but
But
now we're
for
gonna
someone
get
who really hated the DC universe, it's quite impressive.
very impressive, very impressive. Indeed, and I cannot wait to see your thoughts on Justice League versus Teen Titans, because I have thoughts on the movie. Not a lot of great ones, but hey, again, I haven't seen this in a while, so maybe it might
Considering
be
you and I a
interesting.
lot of the times tend to agree on our thoughts, like we don't agree 100%, but a lot of my to these movies, a lot of my thoughts and my reviews kind of reflect yours at the same time. It's gonna be interesting to see if I like it more than you or not.
It is going to be really interesting, and we will be back doing this on Wednesday, because that's when we're going to review it. Well, we're at 42. I don't think Ninjoid will be back because I haven't gotten anything from him. So I think we are going to wrap this up unless he comes back. Or no, well, I guess we can just start wrapping it up because I don't know if he'll be back or not. So
Yeah, I think we should probably wrap it up because I don't know what happened to him. That kind of sucks. But hey, we might just have to have him review the a film next time.
maybe. So with that being said, I want to thank everybody for coming in. I want to thank uh, David. I want to thank Jerry, Kang the Conqueror. Thank you for being a new subscriber. Deshaun, Bavari. Thank you guys for coming by. I really appreciate it. I'm gonna go around the. Well, I guess I'm just gonna say, Dylan, where can they find you at? Because the panel just left.
Yeah. So you guys can find me on my brand new channel, Anime Talk, where on Tuesday we are going to be going live for the first time. I'm going to be going live with Austin, Tim, a couple of other guys, and we are just going to be talking about our favorite anime. Well, for Austin, he's kind of new to anime, so it's going to be really interesting to hear his thoughts on some anime that I'm going to try to get him into. And yeah, if you guys are into anime, hopefully you guys come over, like, share, subscribe, and hang out and chat with us. That's what Anime Talk is going to be all about.
Awesome, awesome.
Thanks for having me on.
No problem whatsoever. You guys, well, first off, I'm going to say subscribe to Zach. We're on his stream reviews every couple of weeks, so go and check him out and support him when you can. And also subscribe to Ninjoid's Star Wars Network. He's got some daily videos coming out, so you definitely want to check that out. And as for me, you can just find me everywhere. Tomorrow, I'm going to be on the Bad Batch Roundtable, as well as the well, you can find me on Anime Talk on Tuesday. You can find me on Zach's channel every couple weeks for the Scream reviews, and you can find me Wednesdays and Saturdays here, where we'll be reviewing these DC movies. So, with that being said, though, guys, we're about to hit the 45-minute mark, which is perfect. What I like to see for these reviews. This is the Osnator and Dylan signing out.
Bye.
Peace.
And life is found.